Sorry guys, no cute outfit today. I'm in my pajamas. I don't care. What I do want to show you is a project I'm working on. So remember when we made the square into squares in the first sewing video? And there's actually something I'm working on with those. That's why I made that the first sewing video. I just so happen to have this makeup on because I filmed a custom in it. So let me show you what I'm actually using them for. And I'm going to show you all of the color combinations I have already sewed and trimmed and that already, and I have more to put together, but it's actually a project I'm working on. So last fall, when I got back into sewing, my first project I wanted to make was a duvet cover. That was the first project, and I'm only now in March, like it's like 7-8 months later, I'm only now starting it. The pattern for it in my mind has changed many times, but I finally settled on square and a square with a border. I'm going to show you all these in a second, but how I'm making the duvet covers, I'm basically making 2 quilts, and then I'm sewing them together on 3 sides and leaving the bottom open, and it's going to be, I'm going to sew on snap buttons, right? And then on the top, I'm going to sew in straps on the lining on the top on the inside, so I can tie in like crochet blankets or other kind of like poofy blankets. And on the last puff quilt I made, I did sew on straps, so I could put that one in this duvet cover, okay? But I'm very excited to finally start on this because it was my goal to finish it last year and I didn't even start it last year. So let's go over some of the combinations of colors we have. This is actually my favorite. I love this. So there's this, and then the reverse. So cute. And then we have these. I actually already have a pillowcase in the purple ghost. It's cute. And I love this one. I keep saying I love them all, but I truly do love them all. This one's kind of like a smoky, his little skulls on it. I mean, I put these combinations together good. And you should recognize that this pink pattern from the first sewing video. Actually, shit, did I use this one too? This might be the actual thing that I used for the sewing video. I don't know. And these are the last ones that I have ready. It's like little spider webs. So these are the last set that I have already sewed and ready to go. I do have more that I'm still putting together, but I want to show you guys an example of the pattern I'll be making with them. And later in this video, I'll be filming on another day where I actually sew it together. So let me lay out the pattern for you so you can see. Okay, so I'm likely not going to do this exact orientation of the pattern pieces, but this is how each 4 square block, which I'm calling it, will be laid out. So it'll be each of the patterned ones and then followed by a gray border. And so what I'm going to do to make the quilts, because I don't have a long arm machine, I'm going to make these 4 blocks and do it like that. Once it's all sewed together, I will then add batting and the backing, and I will quilt it down. So I will have these 4 blocks completely quilted down, and I will just make a bunch of them, and then I will sew them together in the method of quilt as you go. That way I can actually fully quilt something this size in my machine, no problem. And then I'll just attach them with the quilt as you go method. So I actually might not do the side strips. I don't know. But this is the plan so far. I'm going to finish making the square into squares, and then I will figure out the orientation of the combinations that I want, and then we'll add the borders to them and make it one sheet. And then when I'm ready to start quilting, I will do like a quilt sandwich where I will add batting and backing, fully quilt it down so that this 1 4 square piece will be done, and then I can just sew them all together to make one side of the quilt, and then I'll repeat it again on the other side. So that's the plan of how I'm going to make my duvet cover. It should be very nice and warm because essentially it's going to be 2 quilts sewed together. So that's the plan. Enjoy some sewing. Okay, and this is what it's gonna look like put together. I think I'm gonna cluster the opposites together and try and make them somewhat match. Now, this connection point is not attached, but when I quilt this, I'm going to like zigzag over everything anyways. So these will end up getting connected when it is quilted, but this is how it's looking so far. And I'm not gonna cut off the edges yet. I might just leave them on for other connection points to the other ones, but this is how it's going. This is not going to be a like tutorial or anything like that. This is just going to be something I kind of update you guys on as the year progresses. I do want this quilted duvet cover to be completed by the time winter rolls around in 2025. So this is just something I'll work on every so often when I have time or when I feel like it. But the goal is to complete it probably by like October of this year. So I got like 6 months. Thanks for watching and stay tuned for more update videos. I cannot tell you when more update videos on this will be coming. It is just something I'm going to be progressing on throughout the year. So stay tuned and follow along for more videos. And as always, please follow me on all my other socials and sites.